What's up, guys? We are back. It's been a month or so, but we're finally back. I apologize for the delay in the content. I haven't had a chance to cook or make a video. Went to Florida and all kinds of other stuff, but here we are again. Let's get started.
What's going on here? What happened?
That's better. Okay, today we are going to make some baked ziti. Let's get right into it. For this recipe, you'll need 1 pound of ziti. You'll need olive oil, 1 onion, rosemary, 4 cloves of garlic. I got a 1 pound of ground beef, but I'm only using half of it. And then a half a pound of ground pork, 1.5 jars of sauce, provolone cheese, sour cream. The recipe actually calls for cottage cheese, but I prefer to use ricotta instead of cottage. Mozzarella cheese, and finally Parmesan cheese. Next, you put a pot of water on the boil for the pasta. You put a little bit of olive oil. And if I can get this open, a little bit of salt. And you bring that to a boil. While you're waiting for the water to boil, chop up some onion and put it in a skillet with some olive oil and cook it until it's tender. Now that the onion is tender, put the chopped garlic and 1 teaspoon of rosemary. You cook it till the garlic is tender. Now that the garlic is tender, you're going to mix the rosemary and garlic and onion mixture into a bowl and set aside for later. Next, you want to fry up the pork and ground beef until it's thoroughly cooked and brown. Now I emptied out one of the jars of sauce into a bowl, and I carefully drained the oil, or the grease from the meat into that jar so that the meat would have less grease in it. Now I'm going to let it brown a little bit longer and it'll be ready to go. Now that the water is boiling, I'm going to dump the 1 box or 1 pound of ziti noodles into the boiling water. You want to cook that for 8 to 10 minutes or al dente, which is just a little bit hard. Now that the meat is good and brown, we want to add the sauce. And add back in the onions, rosemary, and garlic mixture. We mix that in there real good. We turn down the heat a little bit. We let this simmer for 10 minutes. You want to make sure that you stir the noodles occasionally so that they don't stick to the bottom. While you're waiting for the noodles and the meat mixture to cook, you can preheat your oven to 350. When your noodles are properly cooked, you want to get a strainer and dump out the water and let them drain in the strainer for a little bit. Now that the pasta has strained, you want to put the pasta in the bottom of this dish. Cover it in provolone. Next, put the sour cream. The ricotta. And now top it with the meat mixture. Next, you want the mozzarella on top. And last but not least, sprinkle some Parmesan. I'm very liberal with my amounts of cheese because I love me some cheese. Now you want to cover it with some foil. But the oven is heated up. I'm going to stick it in. You want to put it in the oven for 30 minutes. And there you have the baked ziti. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. Later.